I'm Steve.
And I'm Les.
And this is Tabletop Tastings. Welcome to another sip and play. Les, what did we play?
Today, we played the 3 to 6 player game, Mars Attacks, the Dice Game, by Steve Jackson Games.
Attack!
In Mars Attacks, the Dice Game, you essentially have 4 stacks of cards. And these cards are different cities or monuments that you have to attack as the aliens in Mars Attacks. And you do that by rolling symbols, either aliens to take over monuments or guns to destroy cities. And there's nukes. So every card's got, not every card, but some cards have nuke symbols on them. And if you roll and exceed the number of nuke symbols, then you bust and you lose, and the next person gets to go. But if you don't nuke yourself, then at any point in time you can choose to stop going, at which point you can reserve your progress on the card that you've moved ahead on, or you can straight up win the card. And it's kind of a push your luck game where after you roll, if you haven't nuked yourself, you can choose to roll again. And as long as you haven't nuked yourself, you can keep going and going and going until either you nuke yourself, you win a card, or you decide to stop progressing. This game came out in 2014, and I was kind of surprised at, with how cheesy it is and what it is, how much it was actually kind of fun to play. Yeah. Steve, what did you think of Mars Attacks, the Dice Game?
Okay, so this is a viewer-submitted game. So one of my customers, she's a baker there. She loves our show. And a couple months ago, she said, hey, I've got a game that I want to give to you guys to put on the show. And I was like, oh, of course. And so she gave me the game. I looked at it and go, okay, I love the movie. I think it's funny. I actually rewatched the movie again.
In anticipation of our playthrough, you rewatched the movie?
And
how was the movie?
It's terrible.
It's so bad.
It's such a terrible. But it's almost at the point of it's so terrible, it's good.
That's what makes it good.
Yeah. So at first glance, this game is like, oh, you're just going to be rolling dice. Like it's going to be pretty simple, pretty easy. It's not. It can be really difficult and actually kind of frustrating at some points because you really just bust
easy to
all the
nuke
time.
yourself.
Yeah, exactly. But I really, really enjoyed it. And actually, it's funny because we got to the end of playing and I'm like, okay, we need to play it again because it's really quite enjoyable.
Well, and because you got destroyed so bad in this one here.
I guess. We don't have to talk about that part.
I had a fun time with this game.
It's fun.
It plays in 15, 20 minutes, maybe a little bit longer.
Yeah.
But it is just a fun, quick, push your luck dice rolling game. I had a great time with it.
Yeah.
And what we enjoyed with it, I thoroughly enjoyed as well. Steve, what did you bring to pair with our playthrough of Mars Attacks, the Dice Game?
Okay, so it had to be something a little bit quirky and kind of just fun. And so I thought right away of a distillery in Ireland. And so we've been enjoying from Killowen an Irish whiskey. So it's, I'm going to really butcher this name. So the Barantu, perhaps that's how it's said, and it is a high ABV, one of their single pot still Irish whiskeys. Before I go into much more about Killowen, let's watch the bottle pop.
Sounds good.
Okay, let's crack it open all the way from Ireland. It is not going to be fun to open this one. That is a lot of wax.
A lot of wax, and I don't see a pull tab on there anywhere.
Pull tab.
There's a little blip there, but that's about it. So, Steve, go nuts. Get this thing open.
Let's do this. It's going to be a challenge. Let's see if we can even get it started. Can we get it started? I may have to go in with my teeth. I don't know. Oh, man, that is a lot of wax. No, that's not going to work. All right, you know what? Let's just do it.
Really? Huh.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Fantastic.
I might need some water, though.
You got
rinse out this.
Black on your teeth.
I probably got, hey, guys.
Okay.
All right, now we can actually do the pop. All right, this better be good, too. Come on. All right, all the way from Ireland, we have Killowen.
Ooh.
Not bad.
That was good.
It would have been better if it was not a synthetic cork, I'm sure.
But in this day and age, even a synthetic cork is better than no cork.
Yeah. And it's not like any air is ever going to be able to escape from this thing.
That's right.
With all that wax. I'm still chewing on wax.
Well, let's get something else in your mouth so that you don't have all that wax flavor.
All right, let's do it. So, this is actually just a 3-year-old whiskey. So it's looking pretty light, but as we know, you can do some pretty amazing things with some pretty light whiskeys.
So the nose is really interesting on that. It's a little floral.
Yeah, that's what I got like immediately. I was just gonna say it's very floral.
Also a little fruity.
It's actually quite like sweet. It's got a floral, yeah, like you say, kind of like fruity sweet. It's very nice.
Yeah, it smells quite
I'm
lovely.
actually quite surprised with how much you're getting off of that.
It's nice and rich.
Especially for such a young whiskey. Yeah, like I'm getting the oils from it, right? Like,
Well,
and
look
that's
at
kind of,
your glass too. The oil is left behind there. Nice.
yeah, that is really nice. I love the nose on that. That is really, really nice.
Shall we go in?
Yeah, let's go into it. Wow. That is packed with a lot of flavor. Way more citrus than I was anticipating. Now, it could be some of this black wax getting in the way of that.
You know what stands out more to me than the flavor of it is the mouthfeel. It gives you kind of that like spicy tingle throughout your entire mouth that lasts even after you've swallowed the liquid. Fantastic mouthfeel.
I'm actually quite impressed with this, especially for a 3-year-old whiskey.
Now it is milder. Like it's easy. It doesn't punch you or kick you.
Nope.
The taste is quite nice. It's funny because it is a weird balance of like richness, but also also subtlety as well.
Yeah. And what's actually quite surprising, I think you'll be surprised by this. What do you think the ABV on this is?
45%.
The ABV is 58.
What?
58.2.
I am surprised.
Yeah. I think that's kind of a testament to how well they've balanced this out and done with
That's
this.
how they do it then, because like you said, it is just 3 years old.
Yep.
But when you have it that high proof, that's why it still has some kick
Yeah,
or
it's got
some
that kick.
burn to it a little.
Okay, Les, so there you have it. We had the bottle pop, kind of our first reaction to it. And I have to say that it really has kind of opened up even more as we've enjoyed the game. I didn't think that the massive clump of wax was going to bother me so much because I anticipated there being some kind of pull inside.
Well, you did like you literally chewed the wax seal off.
Yeah, I had to like woodchuck the sucker to get it open because there was no like pull tab. There was nothing there to actually
It did look
open
like
it.
there's a spot for one and it just got missed in production.
Hopefully that's the case, yeah. Anyways, that's really the only negative thing I have to say about it. Killowen is really, really tasty.
It's Killowen. I was going to say Killowen, and I thought, oh, it's the kill. That's why it works well with Mars Attacks.
Yeah.
But it's Killowen?
Well, I don't know. That's how I'm saying it. Okay. So hopefully that's the way they say it. Let's talk a little bit about the distillery, and it kind of shows why I picked it to kind of go with this quirky little game.
I can't wait. What's the story?
Because they are kind of a quirky little, and little is kind of the biggest part of that, distillery out of Ireland. Okay, so they are nestled in the Mourne Mountains of County Down.
Must be really. Is it really sad there in the Mourne,
so
in the Mourne Mountains?
Yeah, they mourn the attack from Mars.
Yeah, maybe.
So they are actually, it's funny enough, they are the highest distillery in Ireland, but they truly are. They've got to be one of the smallest. And we can say that because their stills are really tiny. They're actually smaller than most craft like breweries.
Really?
So beer distillery, yeah.
Is it
beer
so
makers,
the leprechauns can work at the Irish distilleries?
That's
so
an awesome visual.
They're leprechaun sized?
That would be awesome, yeah. So their tiny stills are 100 and 300 liters.
That's pretty small.
So really small. Yeah. But it also is kind of cool because then you've got more control. So the bigger your production is, the harder it's going to be to kind of keep that control over things. So the founder is a guy named Brandon Cardy, and he's actually an architect turned what they're calling him a whiskey rebel. So they really push the boundaries when it comes to finishing their barrels. And so they've done collaborations with like mezcal, with wine. They've done like highly peated, really kind of cool things. And obviously like this one here
I didn't know you could collab with inanimate objects.
Well, you got to get them from somewhere. So you're going to collab with the people that have made it in the first place.
For sure.
So you've got to get mezcal from Mexico. You got to get wine from wine producers. So it is a collaboration.
Okay.
They got to have that relationship going there to try and get those barrels and so on.
Potato, potato. Yeah, but you're not collaborating with mezcal.
Sure you are. You're reaching out to someone that
You're
makes
collaborating with
mezcal.
a producer of mezcal.
What other collaboration are you looking for?
Well, again, it's like I'm going to collaborate with this apple. You can't collab with an apple.
Wow, you couldn't be any more wrong. Wow. Anyways, so this one here is an ex-bourbon, and they got some really awesome flavors out of just
Do they ever?
that, right? So it's
good.
really, really cool. So they're calling them the Rebels because they're willing to do these different things. They do an completely open fermentation, which is really kind of cool. So you're letting all that mountain air in and everything else that gets into it.
Sweet mountain air. So good.
Yeah, so it's gonna get some really, really cool things. I really was quite surprised at how much I've enjoyed this. I have looked at some different reviewers, and Dark Cloud Whiskey, he's like, I love Killowen, and they really enjoyed this bottle. I have to agree. I really, really enjoyed this bottle. There's some other ones, obviously at a 3-year-old, you're gonna take a chance of having it just a little bit too young to give you too much. But I think they've paired that really well with doing like a cask strength. So 58.2.
It compensates for that difference. That's
Gives you that pop of flavor, but I really, really enjoy this. I think it really goes well. They're rebels, and when you think of Mars Attacks, man, you got to rebel against that attack. There was so many people in that movie, which should have made it such a great movie, and it just made it to be what it is, which was a terrible, terrible movie that is so bad, it's good. Les, what did you think of The Clown?
I really enjoyed The Clown. I normally don't go towards kind of like the florally type spirits.
I agree.
And this I found balanced that enough with other flavors that I wasn't bogged down by the floral notes. So I actually really enjoyed it. And same thing as you said, the longer we've sipped and enjoyed, had a chance to play our game and enjoy it, the more it started to grow on me. So I think it's a fantastic bottle. I really enjoy that.
Yeah, and to like kind of piggyback on that, when like the nose is where I get a lot of that floral. I don't get much of it when I'm tasting it. And I've always loved when there's that nice marriage between, okay, this has a really cool nose to it, but then you go in and it's like changes almost completely to just the better. And that's what you get with this. I'm really, really quite impressed with this.
Excellent. So when it comes to Mars Attacks, the dice game, and it comes to Killowen?
Yeah.
When it comes to our spirit here, which is better, the game or the spirit?
So I really did enjoy the game. I thought it, you roll the dice and it's gonna be kind of fun and quick. And in fact, I think you talked about it. You're like, oh, I just want to get like an extra one to just end the game so we can start filming. And I'm like, hey, it's not gonna be that easy. We had to roll a number of times because you'll just nuke yourself, which is really kind of a cool part of it.
What is kind of neat as well is that as you've got the different stacks of cards and they come away, there may be nuke symbols under the card that you've taken, or there may not be, and that changes things up huge. Like at one point we were down to just 4 nuke symbols, and your round can be over really, really quick with just the 4 symbols.
Yeah.
I enjoyed Mars Attacks dice game, and I think it's super fun.
Yeah.
We dug this out, that your client gave it to us and whatnot to use, but I still had a lot of fun with it. However, if I had to choose one, what do I prefer? I do prefer the Irish whiskey in this case over the game.
Yeah.
I enjoyed Mars Attacks. If I never played it again, I'd be okay with that. I do want to play it again, and I will play it again. But it's not something that I absolutely love. Whereas this spirit is something unique and something quite enjoyable, and it's got me wanting to try their other finishes now.
I cannot argue with you. I will go with the Killowen as well. The game is really fun. It had more to it than I originally anticipated that it would, and it was fun to play. I really enjoyed it. However, this Killowen is so tasty that I'm going to want to go back to it again and again and again.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So Steve,
Les?
I think we've learned a very valuable lesson today.
I think we have.
And that is, if you're going to play the 3 to 6 player game, Mars Attacks the dice game, you want to pair it with.
Wow, you ever want to pair it with some Killowen Irish whiskey. These guys are whiskey rebels. They're making some fantastic stuff.
They sure are. My name is Les.
And I'm Steve.
And this is Tabletop Tastings.
That it is.
Have a great day.
Yeah. There's no pull tab. I had to totally woodchuck that sucker.
That whole thing is going to get short as you chew it on it.
Yeah. I think I still have it in my teeth.